You can't smell VX. You don't feel it. You just stop breathing. In 1968, the U.S. Army was conducting tests with one of the deadliest nerve agents ever developed, VX, at a top-secret facility in the Utah desert. That facility was called Dugway Proving Ground. Most Americans had never heard of it. They weren't supposed to.
I had one more visit to make before returning to Washington, to the large test site of the Corps at Dugway Proving Ground, Utah.
Dugway was created in 1942 as part of the U.S. Chemical and Biological Weapons Program. Behind barbed wire and desert mountains, the military tested everything from sarin and VX gas to anthrax, botulism, and even weaponized fleas. It was the kind of place where war crimes were rehearsed, just in case they were ever needed.
The trial runs conducted at Dugway duplicate the actuals positioned throughout the test area, yield valuable information to Chemical Corps researchers.
On March 13, 1968, something went wrong. A plane from Dugway sprayed VX during a test run. The wind shifted, and the gas didn't stay in the test zone. That night, in a quiet valley 30 miles away, the dying began. Sheep started collapsing by the thousands. Some were paralyzed, others foamed at the mouth, some dropped dead in their tracks. No wounds, no blood, just stillness. Within days, over 6,000 sheep were dead in Skull Valley, Utah. Ranchers were horrified. They'd never seen anything like it. The military response? First, they denied involvement. Then they blamed the cold. Then they blamed pesticides. But toxicology reports told a different story. Autopsies revealed symptoms consistent with VX nerve agent exposure, seizures, lung failure, neural shutdown. VX is a substance so lethal just one drop on your skin can kill. It's colorless, tasteless, and invisible. It doesn't explode. It suffocates. The same compound would later be used in political assassinations, like the murder of Kim Jong-nam in a Malaysian airport. And in 1968, the U.S. was spraying it into the wind on American soil. The Dugway sheep incident should have been a national scandal, but it was buried. The Army quietly paid off the ranchers. There were no public hearings, no criminal investigations, no shutdown of Dugway. The message was clear. The test worked. Collateral damage? Acceptable. But here's what they didn't test for: the long-term effects on water, on land, on people. No one studied how far the gas traveled. No one warned the towns downwind, and nobody knows how many others were exposed. Dugway continued its tests. To this day, it's still active, and the truth? It's classified. This wasn't an accident in a war zone. It was a chemical attack on American soil, carried out by its own military, and they called it routine weapons testing.